Hey, folks, Bobby J. Gallo here with Nikki G. Nikki G. And I know a lot of you out there are probably so excited that you're finally seeing Nikki G on something Gallo family ghost hunters related. Oh, I got to shut that door back there or it's going to get out of the lair. Haha, there we go. It is now trapped in the lair. That's right. How you doing, Nikki G?
I'm okay, guys. How are you guys doing tonight?
They're doing good, I'm sure. Okay, now, this is informal. We know this. So, okay, okay, all right. You probably won't believe this, but I am actually checking our security cameras because I got a little notice. We are streaming live from the castle. That's right. This is live from the castle, Castello Gallo, here in Roseto, Pennsylvania. And you can see we have we're in my office basically, and this is the ghost hunting lair. And I think we look good. Does this lighting look good, Nick?
Yeah.
You like this?
Yeah.
Because we could change colors if we want.
Oh, we can.
Yeah, look at that. See, that gives us more of a flesh tone. Let me
Yeah.
see. Let me see. That gives us more of a flesh tone. You don't like that one? No, no. How about that one? Like kind of a blue, cool blue.
That one's fine.
That one, that's like a regular white. You like that one?
Yeah.
Nikki G says that's the one, folks. That's the one we're going to use. Can't really see it too well with my cool shades on, but this is something we're going to do on like a kind of regular basis. I think above my head. Do you see that spool of rope? It looks like something out of the Blair Witch Project. Remember those little things that were hanging in the woods? The Blair Witch Project. Doesn't that look like that? Well, that's what it is, folks, because for the intents of this thing, it's a Blair Witch Project thing. Made no sense at all. Okay, anyway, this is a live stream. Hopefully, we're going to get some people in here to ask some questions because, and why are we doing this basically? Well, we have now passed, as of this broadcast, it's going to change as time goes on, we have surpassed 13,000 subscribers. And that's a big deal for us, folks, because for a long while, we were only at like 1,500 until this year. Then all of a sudden, people got it. And Gallo Family Ghost Hunters has literally exploded all over the world. So we are now past 13,000 and it's growing hundreds per day. And, Nikki G originally wasn't supposed to be on this last minute. She carved out that niche in her schedule and was able to get here. And we're all very grateful that she is because now she's because we count this as an episode, folks, because I'm going to end up making a really cool thumbnail for this with Nikki G. I call her Nickadoodle, sorry. And and yeah, so there you go. So here we are. Okay, so we are live. And don't know how many people are in here so far. Oh my goodness, hundreds and hundreds. Just kidding. But we're just going to start talking. We're going to start talking because regardless of how many people join this actual chat, this is actually going to be archived on the live tab on our Gallo Family Ghost Hunters YouTube page. So I don't know. So Nikki, why don't you tell us what's been up in your life? Because, for the past few episodes, people have missed you and they've been saying they've missed you. So why don't you give them an update? Nikki G.
Well, I had some medical conditions going on recently. I got diagnosed with gastritis, which is not quite it's pretty typical of my family having some sort of stomach issues. Right. So I've been trying to adjust to that along with my boyfriend having some medical issues as well.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a good a reason as any. So one of the things I really wanted to talk about was like some of the stuff we've used in the episodes and maybe some of the impact it's had. But actually, even before we do that, why don't you just give people a little bit of your perspective on ghosts. I mean, we've been doing this now since, I mean, our earliest episodes say 2012, but actually maybe even a couple of years before that, because it was 2012 when I took all that old video footage and started making episodes out of it. So why don't you tell us your perspective on ghosts, the afterlife, and what you've learned after all these years of, not only investigating ghosts, but having ghostly experiences?
Honestly, it's only, I guess, heightened my belief in the afterlife and the paranormal, and heighten my belief in my religion, and basically all the above. It just, it makes me more intuitive as well to my surroundings because of my gift. It also helps me with my intuition in life.
Okay, so you just said something that I'm sure everybody picked up on. What is your gift?
My crazy, crazy intuition. I can sense the when in investigations, as we have seen in a couple episodes, I can sense a ghost's feelings, what they want to present, or where they are. It was even, I remember that one episode too, where I was pointing literally to the gravestone of somebody with the beer cans all over the place, and we quickly figured out why he was contacting me. But yeah, I could sense it. I could sense that he wanted us to go that direction because he wanted us to clean it up, because that was completely disrespectful. I mean, I remember that like the back of my head.
Yeah. That episode was called No Spirits Allowed, and it was supposed to be like a pun, like um not spirits, but spirits as in alcohol, because somebody had littered a grave and the spirit was very upset that the grave was littered. So me and Nikki G, we did an investigation there and we got some incredible evidence. But what I will do, I should probably write this down. I'm going to forget. Always have post-it notes, folks, and a pen. So I'm going to write this down because after this live stream is over, what I'm going to do is anything we talk about, if I have a link to it, I'm going to put it down in the comments. And that's another thing. If you have a question on anything we're talking about tonight, I need you to leave a comment down below the video. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer each one. I promise that if you leave me a question, I or Nikki G will answer it. Okay, is that a deal? That's a deal. I heard them spiritually, Nick. They said it's a deal. So we got to write. I'm going to post the link to No Spirits Allowed so that people can watch that one.
That one's a good episode.
It's a very good episode.
That one was one of my favorites.
Not to mention the fact that she's rocking a leather coat in that episode.
Yeah, from my high school days.
We still have that coat. I think it's downstairs. I think it's downstairs in the dungeon closet, the dungeon closet of the castle. Okay. Now here's a guy, Nick. I'm gonna throw you a curve here. I have something inside this little leather pouch. Do you recognize this? What is that?
Camera.
It's a flip.
It's a flip. I used
It's
to
an
use
old
those.
flip.
That's the ones I used to use.
What episode did I film an entire episode using this flip? Do you remember which one it was? It's okay. If you don't, you
nope.
don't. You don't. Because there's so many, folks. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. She's been on so many. Now, I'm the only geek that memorizes all of this stuff because I'm such a freak when it comes to this. This was this was our third Salem investigation video. It was Gallows Hill. And this is where Nikki G, I almost said Nikki Do again. This is where Nikki G and I climbed over a fence.
I should be saying this out loud.
we we you notice that Nikki's fading off of camera here. That's not a that's intentional, folks. You get back in the shot. Get back in the shot. There we go. Good, perfect. And what happened was, this was, you see, if you go to Salem, Massachusetts, right, and you look for the site where the alleged witches were hung, which we now all believe were pretty much innocent people. There's a public park that they say Gallows Hill. It wasn't there. And there's several places, but from the locals, we had learned that the real location was behind a drugstore in Danvers, Massachusetts, which back then was part of Salem. And they had fenced it off, but the fence fell down in one area. So I'm personally, I'm thinking, come right in. So that was the actual location. And there was lots of people there before us because, once again, place was littered with beer cans and things like that. But that was the actual location of where the witches were hung. Okay. And we got some incredible evidence out of that. And we used the flip because we wanted to remain pretty unencumbered, just in case anybody was going to, or anything was going to extricate us from the area. But here's the thing about that episode. And if you go to our Salem episodes on the channel, that video, almost of any video, there's a couple that have a vibe to it. Like you go into a haunted location and you could just feel the vibe, you know. That one, you can feel it. You can feel it. When you go and you watch that video, there's a heaviness to it. There's an eeriness to it. The skies were overcast that day. I mean, Nikki was wearing this thing over her head. She looked like a Puritan.
My hood.
But it looked really cool, to be honest. It was so perfect for the video, to be honest.
I always chose weird jackets and shirts and stuff. I lived in Hot Topic as a teen.
You're your father's daughter.
Yeah, I'm gonna break this here.
Nikki's like, she's causing tremors here on the desk. She's knocking things over. Oh my goodness. So, okay. So the second one we have to link is Gallows Hill. We're going to link that for you. We want you to watch that one. You know, I have my favorites. I have some episodes I really don't even like, but I love that one. So I want everybody to watch that one. That was me and Nikki G. What are some of your other favorites, Nick? I'm talking too much.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Come closer.
The Thomas Sprat episode has to be my second favorite, where I caught that that picture of the full body apparition. That one, hands down, one of my probably my close second favorite.
Well, yeah. And the reason I will have to agree with that is because many times people will come to me and they'll ask me and they'll say, if there was just one episode for me to watch, which would it be? And that's a legit question, because right now we're pushing 80 episodes. That's a lot. And what do people watch? And it's very funny, because if I leave people to their own devices, and this is of no fault of their own because I publish it all, right? They'll end up watching the one that I would have recommended probably the least. But if somebody says I can only watch one episode, which one should it be? Inevitably, it's The Hidden Grave of Thomas Sprat. And That is where Nikki G captured our greatest piece of evidence, which was a full body apparition of a spirit. So if you actually want to see a ghost, you want to see a ghost, that's the episode for you. And we'll link that one below too. Okay. We're going to link a lot. It's okay.
It'll blow their mind. I mean, it blew my mind that day when I was taking the picture.
Yeah. You know, in fact, let me give everybody like a little background on this because I think it's kind of cool. You know, the video opens up with me going there solo and not being able to enter the burial ground gates. It was a small privately owned cemetery that we had permission to investigate. Let me make that very clear. So when we went in there, well, I went to the gate and my EMF detector just went crazy and I could not enter the gate. So I went back there later with Renee, and through the dowsing rods, she was communicating with the spirit, and she said, "We have permission from your ancestors to come in. Will you allow us in?" And it said yes. EMF detector stops. Descendants.
Correct.
Descendants, not ancestors. Descendant.
He's
the ancestor. Thank you. Correct me when needed. Thank you, Nikki G. So we went in there, and then later on we came back with Nikki G and Courtney. And Nikki G, everybody normally has their own jobs. And Nikki G decided on that investigation she wanted to be on photographs, on pictures. So what we did is we were using a Bell & Howell S7 Slim infrared camera. I told you I was a geek. That was
definitely.
That was total. Yeah. That was geek overload right there. Yeah. Completely. And Nikki, she's taking the pictures. All of a sudden she sees something starting to happen because it's an infrared camera which can photograph spectrum of light that we can't see. And she starts to see something form in the camera. And she's like, "Dad, you got to see this." And me, I'm like being Mr. Professional. And I'm like, "No, honey, that's okay. We'll do evidence review later." And she's like, "No, you got to see this now." And sure enough, she got a series of photographs that culminated into a full body apparition standing right next to me. So this is a ghost, folks. There was nothing there that we could see with our naked eye. She saw it through the infrared LCD screen. There's not, it looks like a person. It has like a cloak on with a head. It's amazing. There's nothing else it could be. It's a ghost. So if you want to see a ghost, there it is. Now, a lot of people say, a lot of skeptics, they come to us all the time and they say, "Oh, there's no scientific proof of ghosts." Well, scientific proof, that's very hard because you got to go through the scientific method. You need falsifiable evidence. It's got to be repeatable. But there's mountains of evidence. And this, in our mind, this is proof positive that ghosts exist. And she took a picture of one.
Yeah.
So you don't have to believe it, but I will tell you this. If you go to that episode and you watch it, that's real. None of that was faked.
Oh, no.
You could watch these ghost hunting shows and they fake stuff left and right, but nothing was faked on that video. So that's great. And also might be a good time to, actually, it's also above us right over there. You'll see the banners in back of us, folks. That's the banner we use at our trade show booth that has our books on it. But that picture is also in here. But I'm not going to show it to you here. I want you to go watch the episode. And then if you want to read the behind the scenes, pick up a copy of Family Spirits. Family Spirits at number 3 on Amazon in the adventure travel category for weeks. It's a wonderful book. And you can read all about Nikki G and Courtney, Renee, myself, and all of our adventures. Things that you'll miss, things that aren't stated if you're just watching the videos. Like, what was the car ride like on the way home? Nikki, you remember our first really negative one? It was at Old Unity Cemetery, and the ghost told us to get out.
Yeah, I was having really bad feelings the whole time.
Yep, everybody was. Everybody felt it, and through our equipment, the ghost told us to get out of the cemetery. And the car ride home, you could hear a pin drop. Honestly, I didn't think I was ever going to be able to get them out again after that. But lo and behold, we ended up doing like dozens more investigations after that. Because sometimes you get the bug, ghost hunting. Sometimes the ghost hunting is like a bug, So
Well, there's always good and bad spirits, just like there's always good and bad people in the world.
say that.
There's always good and evil. There's good and good and evil spirits in the world, just like there is good and bad people in the world. You're gonna get good and you're gonna get bad. So you don't know what you're gonna get when you go out there.
That's right. And there's a lot of paranormal investigators, I think, that don't get that. They think, oh, it's just going to be fun. And if the ghost comes, the ghost is going to be so happy to see me because I'm going to be the next paranormal star on the Travel Channel. That's what they think. They think. And you know what? That's I think that brings us to another thing here. Okay. The paranormal world right now. One of my good friends, David Taylor, was telling me, like, what's wrong? What's wrong with everybody in the paranormal world right now? What's going on? And so many people. Gallo family ghost hunters. Okay, did we hop aboard the train, Nikki? Did we hop aboard the train? Mm-hmm. No, we didn't hop aboard. We were the engineers. Why am I saying that? Yes, ghost hunters, paranormal state, ghost adventures, most haunted. Those shows preceded us. But when it comes to right here on YouTube, we were the first. And this was way back. You could count the number of people doing paranormal web series on one hand. In fact, it was so novel at the time that April Abercrombie, who wrote the afterword in Family Spirits, she runs she's a wonderful person and runs it's called Ghost Advice on Facebook. It's a paranormal forum. She said, "Oh, this is like having a fourth ghost hunting show to watch." Because it was so novel at the time, nobody else was doing it. And then things happened and we left YouTube for a while. And then we come back and there's not dozens. There's not hundreds. It's almost like there's thousands of paranormal web series on YouTube. But we were the first. So, that gives us a little bit of gravitas, I think, a little bit in the paranormal industry. A lot of people don't want to recognize it. And a lot of people that have come after us, they're really bitter right now. Why? Because they're not famous. Everybody who started doing this thought that they were going to be the next Zach Bagans, the next Jason Hawes and Grant Wilson, the next Ryan Buell and Heather Taddy. That's what they thought. And when that didn't happen, they got bitter. And that's what's happening in the paranormal world right now. Now, I have 5,000 friends on Facebook. Most of them are involved in the paranormal. I've been plugging this live feed. I don't think any of them are going to be here because they want you supporting their content, not your content. And that's okay because we just passed 13,000 subscribers right here. I think I got something else. What was that? Something on our security, the spirits, motion detected in the living. There's nobody in the house other than us.
It's like probably Precious.
Oh, it's probably the cats.
Watch, pull it up. It's probably the cat.
Okay, I'm gonna see. Okay, we're gonna look on the security cameras, folks. This is live. No. No.
Oh,
That was you.
yeah, that was me, but that was a while ago.
Oh, I got a notification that Renee just landed in Minnesota.
Oh, that's what it is.
Okay. We're good. We're good, folks. It's actually good news. Okay. Renee's on a business trip, folks. Sometimes I go on them. Sometimes Renee goes on them. So today, Renee goes on them, which is why I'm home alone, which is why I recruited Nikki G to do the live stream with me. Because what else am I going to do? Watch my own episodes again. Actually, I like other paranormal. You know what? You know what? Let me tell you something. YouTube has some of the best independent, paranormal shows that rival or beat the Travel Channel. And I'm going to give a shout out to Amy's Crypt. It's one of my favorite shows. I love her and Jared. They are amazing. So good. So good. They do such a good job. So I'll tag him in the video. They're so big. They're so big. Do you know how many subscribers they have, Nick?
I think you showed me before.
Yes. Yes.
Like hundreds and hundreds of thousands.
You're close. They have 200 and I think it's 225,000 subscribers. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. But we're on our way.
Yeah.
We're on our way, folks. If we keep going the way we're going, we're going to have that silver play button award by the end of the year. And that's where you guys come in. I got to give everybody a kiss, because what you guys need to do is tell your friends about this channel. Right, Nick?
Yes, absolutely.
Right. Because, Nick, do we make a lot of money doing this?
Nope.
How much money do we make doing this, Nick? Zero. Actually,
well,
if you count book sales, it's a little bit. It's a little bit. We make right now, the only way we're subsidizing the investigations is with Family Spirits 1 and Family Spirits 2. Okay, that's the only way. And that's why I just had a good friend of mine on Facebook asked me to donate some books to a library that he does paranormal lectures in, and I can't do it. I said right now, as of right now, until we get our monetization back on YouTube. You hear that, YouTube? We're not monetized yet. We're not anymore. We need to be again. But until that happens, books are the only way we make any money. And once I give away a book, that reader is gone forever. They're never going to buy the book because they just got it for free. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I can't give away books. I'll give away other things. I will not give away books. I just can't. That being said, they're a great value, and you should definitely pick one up. And Nikki G's yawning because I'm boring.
No. That's not it.
That's not it? What is it, honey?
I'm a little tired.
Well, I'm tired too, but you're on there. Let me see. You people need to start asking some questions, people that are in the audience. So, because we want to answer them, but we can't answer them unless you ask them. Talking to you guys. But, these are going to be fun. I love this. And this is the first one I'm doing with Nikki G. And, no, I don't want to talk to you. I just hung up on somebody, folks. That is so rude. That guy, that paranormal guy, he just hung up on somebody. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that just happened. Okay, anyway. This is our first one, me and Nikki G. But I'm going to tell you something. As time goes on and the subscribers begin to mount and we get more and more and more, we're going to do these lives and we're going to have dozens of people in the chat box, maybe even hundreds. Could happen. Could happen. I've seen it happen on some shows. But, I mean, this is a niche. This is a niche thing. I mean, the paranormal is a niche thing. I mean, there's only so many people that are into it. Of course, I saw that. I saw that. That was like so blatant. See, now that you should have went off camera for, but no, that was right on camera. But that's okay. It's okay. You're so much fun. You're so much fun, Nikki G. So much fun. All right, Nikki, talk about something.
I don't know what.
It'll keep you from yawning.
Like what? If people started coming on the comments, I'd be able to answer some questions.
Well, they're not. So there's got to be something ghost related.
What you're always good at saying things, and then first thing that comes to my head, I answer it.
I don't know. What are we going to talk about? Maybe we should talk about some equipment. Should we talk equipment, folks?
I think there's a yes in there.
There's a yes in there. We could psychically feel that yes. Okay. Oh. I'm not going to talk about the new video camera. Oh, I'm going to show it to Nikki G, though. Because I did a whole live stream on this camera. So I really don't want to do that again. But Nikki G hasn't seen it close up yet. That's the new video camera. How small is that?
That's so small.
But it's not, and believe it or not, wait a minute, hold on. They literally got the idea from our new video camera from the Polaroid flip. Like the concept came from this. But this, I mean, the quality of the video on the flip is like 12-year-old, 13, 15-year-old video quality. This one, this is the Canon V10. And I had to sell so much junk on eBay to buy this.
Oh, Dad, you got the fuzzies on it.
Well, there's a window. It'd be nice if I show you folks too. All right, there we go. The Canon V10. And yes, they have removable windscreens that go over the microphones that are in the top. And there, I'm going to take the lens cap off. There's the lens. And this is really cool, Nick. Here, I'm going to turn it on. You see, there it is. See?
Wow, yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
That's the new Canon V10. And what's cool about this is it's mounted in this cage here. This is called a cage. And somebody just popped in and out. Why do you leave? You got to come. You got to stay. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay. What are these people? Unbelievable. Paranormal people. Come on. You're a fan. You got to stay for at least 5-10 minutes and ask one question. Now, Nick, stay on camera. I'm embarrassing her. Okay. Now, this is a pistol grip. So if we take this, look, folks, this is going to be cool. You're going to love this, right? Watch. Tighten that up. Now we have the pistol grip for it. Look how cool this is, Nick.
That is cool.
Isn't that cool? It gets cooler. You want to see cooler, folks? I'm going to show you cooler. This is a side-mounted grip. We're going to push that. We're going to put that on. So now you could hold it here or hold it here. But you're like, what? Is there any other purpose to that? Yes. Hold that, Nick. Hold the pistol grip right there. There you go. Perfect. Okay. Hold it so everybody can see. Ooh. Ooh. Wait a minute. Here we go. Here we go. Hold on. Here we go. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. I don't have it. Okay. Hold that thought, Nick. Here, hold. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. I got to eat something else. Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm back. Now everybody knows I'm wearing blue jeans. Like that means like, who cares? Aha. Nope. Aha. Aha. The phantom light. So now the phantom light, let me see this for a second. It goes right in there. Goes right. Okay, here we go. Right. Yes. Check this out, folks. You have to go like that. Okay, here we go. Okay, good. And there you go, folks. Check it out. For a paranormal rig, how cool is that? Nick, how cool is that?
That is cool.
That is cool, right?
Yeah.
That's like really cool. All right, that's really cool. So there you go. That's the new camera. That is the new camera setup. So I am going to shut that down. And like I said, I did a whole stream on this, so I'm not going to really go into it in detail. Suffice to say, this is the future of small rigging, as they call it. Is really the future of filming anyway, because people don't, I got a lot of friends that are like really serious paranormal filmers and production people, and they bring these giant cameras and lights. And the problem with that is the purpose is not to take a movie. The purpose is to do what, Nick? What's the purpose on an investigation? What's the actual purpose of an investigation?
To find out what's going on, whether or not there's actually anything there or not.
What she just said. Gather evidence of the afterlife. That's why we do this. That's why. And you know what? Renee and I, and a couple investigations, you'll see it, the Jockey Hollow one, and also the Moravian mystery, that we try to have two cameras. And then when I got into the editing suite, I says, oh, maybe I'll jockey back and forth. Jockey Hollow, jockey back and forth. Okay. Anyway. I figured I would say it before somebody else said it. So I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. Okay. So we figured we didn't want to do it. It's not us. We are a single camera deal. We might all take turns filming, but one camera. And why is that important? Why do I even think that is actually important? I do, in a way, not only because it's easier for us, especially in the editing studio, and I'm not going to make any bones about that. It is easier because it's, the point is, if let's just say there is no camera and you're with us, you're seeing things from one perspective through your own two eyes, right? You're not seeing it through your own two eyes, and then all of a sudden you teleport to the other end of the room and see it from a different perspective, and then teleport, and and you're flying a drone overhead, and drone shots and everything. No, you're experiencing it from one perspective, your perspective. So if there's only one person with a camera, it's like you're actually there with us investigating. And isn't that what it's all about? I think so. I think that's the best way to be immersed into the experiences, is with one camera, and it's easier. So that's just a bonus. And I'm not going to lie about that. Okay. Because I know a lot of people, they just don't want to do it, or they're not good with multiple cameras, or they don't want to do it. I get it. But the fact of the matter remains, I still think it's better having one camera than having all these cameras and doing all these multiple shots. What do you think, Nick?
I agree.
And if you know anything about Nikki G, if she doesn't agree, she will let me know.
I let anybody know.
Sorry, Dad, don't agree. He would say it right here without any hesitation.
Yeah.
I also did a whole episode on this one. Do you know this one? Have you ever used this one on an investigation yet?
Maybe. Or an older version of that.
No, we've never had them. Never had. This is the Crosshair IR thermal detector.
No, I don't think.
This was created by Gary Gallo, who tragically lost his daughter. And he's an electronics genius, and he's actually dedicated his life to finding out answers, to the afterlife. And this was specifically designed for paranormal use. And the first thing that we were ever taught out in the field by Dr. Harry Stafford, remember him, Nick, like at St. Augustine, is he taught us how to use temperature fluctuations as a way to investigate paranormal activity. And Nikki G was a pro with the temperature gun. In fact, recently I was on a podcast where they were looking at our evidence, and they commented on how professional Nikki G was with the temperature gun at the haunted farm, Times Pass haunted farm.
Yeah.
You were just like sitting there reading that temperature, and as it was going up and down, and they were very, very impressed with that. But and I thought I would never graduate from the temperature gun, but then I found this, and I like this for a lot of reasons, and I'm going to demonstrate it in 1 second. What's nice about this is the radar grid. I love that, because when you're holding it and you're looking for anomaly, and in this case, we're looking for either hot or cold signatures, specifically cold signatures, because the theory is that a spirit will drain the energy from the area in order to manifest or cause paranormal activity. And that leaves a cold spot because they're draining the heat from the area. So we're looking for cold signatures. And that's something that people have experienced and have associated with paranormal activity for thousands of years. So this is nothing new. But what you do with this is you turn it on and you let it calibrate to the room. So I'm going to keep it still for a second. Once I turn it on, and just let it sit for a second. Now, anytime I point this to something, you'll either see the LEDs on top turn blue or red. So watch when I point it to Nikki. They all turn red because she's hot.
Yeah.
Actually, somebody just said that on one of the episodes, by the way, just letting you know.
Well, thank you for the compliment.
Yeah. Some guy from Algeria or something like that. I was like, Nikki, gee, she's so beautiful. Okay, so anyway, watch. So there you go. Now, I don't know if I do. I might have something that's cold. I'm gonna try to use my drink. Watch. Look at that. See how it turns blue, folks? And what's nice about this is,
oh look, there's a cold spot. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did, actually.
As soon as there's somebody here.
Yeah, I know. You never know. You can see where they are in the room if you carefully, like, watch when I go to Nikki. Oh, there's nothing cold over there.
It does feel cold a little bit, so.
Stop it.
I'm not kidding you.
Well, okay, this might be a good time to let everybody know that Castello, Gallo, the castle that we are broadcasting from, is haunted. So it's not, that's you. That's definitely you. And you can see the LEDs are you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it over there anymore. Okay, so Nikki, I'm going to shut that off now. Nikki just experienced a cold spot next to her. Nice, huh? Anyway, yeah, that's Gary Gallo's Crosshair IR thermal detector. This is my favorite piece of equipment right now. This and an EMF detector, and I am good to go. So let's what other pieces of equipment, Nick, have you by the way, I see there are people here, so please, if you have any questions paranormal related, put it in the chat. We'll answer it right now. Anything paranormal related, or just say hi. We would love to say hi to you. But you have any? Oh, and here it is, folks. Remember, we were just talking about the full body apparition that Nikki G caught. Well, there it is, folks. This is the camera she caught it with. The Bell& Howell S7 Slim. Full infrared. And she watched that full body apparition form right here. And again, if you go and you watch our episode, The Hidden Grave of Thomas Sprat, you'll be able to see that full body apparition. And once again, after this stream is over, I'm going to put all the links in the chat below. So you'll be able to see all these episodes that we're talking about. So, Nick, what were some of your other favorite experiences out in the field? Speaking of the thing.
The Augustine episode, maybe I would say it's from St. Augustine, because you were talking about that I do remember those episodes.
Well, those episodes were really good because those were the first time we were out really doing a serious investigation and being trained by one of the best people in the field, Dr. Harry Stafford. And what he did is he taught us how to use temperature guns. In fact, let me see here. Here we go, folks. This one right here. Now, this was not developed for paranormal use. This is a Black & Decker temperature gun. You can buy these. These are still available. And what's cool about these is I'm going to do this on my, you see back there on my banner right in back of me, you see the green dot? As you go across and the temperature changes, you'll see the light change. And see, now it's hitting my shoulder. So you see the temperature go to red. So we were using this. This was our first temperature gun. And I love this thing. And anybody can get one of these things. I think I've seen these on Amazon. And Nikki loves that. She's so good. She's so good using that gun. It's cold right where we just got that signature before.
I felt it.
There's something standing over at the door.
I felt it. That's why I opened this.
I don't want to do a communication here. I'm afraid to do a communication because you know what happens when one of my cardinal rules of investigation is like never investigate at home. Never investigate at home, folks, because you don't want to invite something in. But in this case, I feel it now.
I told you.
I feel it now. Wow, a cold just went right by, didn't it?
I know.
You're off camera again, by the way.
I know.
There you go. Yeah, you gotta be on camera so that people can see you. Okay.
Well, have seen.
There's something here, folks. I'm telling you, the castle's haunted. I'm here alone tonight.
I know. I get to go back to my apartment.
Yeah, what's with that? That's not fair. That's not fair. What's with that? Okay, let me see what we got here. I don't know. All right, let me see here. What do we got here? Let me see. No. Oh, I think I know what we can do, folks. Aha. Did I say aha? Aha. Do a pendulum. I'm doing it. You're not doing this. I'm doing this.
I'm not. I would go with the temperature gun.
Can't communicate with the temperature gun, though. All right. Are you ready, folks? Now, if you don't know what a pendulum is, this is a pendulum. And this was made by Ann Sourwine for us. Okay. I'm going to put this over my hand. And let me see. Circle is yes. Back and forth is no. Is there something other than me and Nikki? Is there someone here? Let's see. Damn it. Okay. Is this Dominic? No. Is this K? These are ex-residents, folks. No.
Is it Mimi?
No.
No.
Will you leave after this is over so I can sleep tonight? Yes. Okay. Well, whoever you are here, that's fine as long as you're going to leave. Okay. Thank you. See that? Okay, folks. That was a pendulum technique. That is a time-honored communication method. And I actually learned how to do that from being a professional magician. I actually had people that SAM 168, Society of American Magicians, and Bob Pierce taught me how to use that. So thank you, Bob. Still using that to this day. I'm using that technique. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, so Nick, there's a ghost standing next to you. So just letting you know.
Yeah.
You don't care.
No.
You know why Nikki doesn't care, folks? Because Nikki has done this so many times over the years that, I mean, we've experienced everything. Everything. And for those who are joining us for the first time, we were talking about our times when we caught some of our greatest evidence. Nikki caught a full body apparition. Right, Nick?
Yeah.
Yep. So do we have any questions yet? No questions yet. Okay. That's okay. That's cool. Appreciate everybody who's here. Okay. Cool. All right. What else are we going to talk about, Nick? Talked about some of your favorite episodes, some of our scariest moments. We did have some other scary moments, didn't we?
We had a lot where we went to that place and then we found it was there's satanic ritual connected to it.
Yep. I don't know if you could hear her, folks, because I know she's speaking kind of low and very far from the mic.
Yeah.
Say that again, Nick.
There was an episode that we did, and we ended up leaving, and then we found out later that there was satanic rituals connected to it because I was having a weird feeling that something really bad was there. And then I found out that there was satanic rituals there, which opened up a portal, which would make sense as to why I was feeling like that, as there was probably some really evil spirits there.
And that, or guardian spirits, I was inclined to think during that investigation, the spirits were doing everything they could to make us leave. They were draining all of our equipment. That is an episode called The Gatekeeper, and that's also on the channel. So I recommend people watch that because that was unbelievable. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to put a lot of links.
Yeah, you are.
A lot of links. I'm going to be going through this and putting everything we're going to talk about. We're going to link in the bottom after this is over. I'm going to link in the chat, the comment section, so that everybody can go back and watch the episodes that we're talking about today, because we're talking about a lot of episodes today. Oh, you know what I want to talk about, Nick?
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about the latest one that you were in Menges Mill, Pennsylvania, at the mill. Maze of Mystery.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
I do.
That was a very cool episode because we used a lot of things, but the one thing that was really shining through was the Ghost Speaker app by Krugism. And we ended up having a full-blown conversation with a spirit. And how do we know it was a spirit? How do we know it was just random words being spit out and that we were trying to make sense of them? Go ahead, Nick.
Because after we heard the two names, which we found out was Owen Evans.
I think it was
Evan?
Oliver Evans.
I'm sorry. Oliver Evans. It's been a minute. Oliver Evans. And so I took the names and we were sitting in the car because my dad didn't think we got that wasn't viable evidence because he didn't think it was actually anything. I actually looked it up and I found out he actually had that particular name had a connection to that building.
Yeah, it seems as though that person that came through the ghost speaker built the mill. Okay. And remember, he told us the day's date. He told us the day's date. So, folks, when things like that happen, that's validation. Okay. And I think the spirit really wanted us to know he was there by telling us the day's date. And that is called Maze of Mystery. That's also one of our episodes. You really need to check that out.
Yeah.
And we did another investigation there, House of Eyes, and that was good too. And my favorite, you could see an orb actually fly into. Let me see if I can find it here.
Which I think is honestly was the same person.
Nope. Nope. Anyway, I have a piece of equipment called the Ghost of Spirit Touch. And you could see an orb fly right into it and burn it out on the spot. But my favorite part was this loud bang. It scared the crap out of me. Nikki G and Renee, not just another day in the park. You know, they're looking around like, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, what was that? It was a big loud bang. All right. Yeah, I got to get this thing working. I mean, it's like they're fearless. They're fearless. Ghosts are trying to scare them. They ain't getting scared. And Maze of Mystery, which was the same investigation, but it's just a different episode. Nikki got touched. And I think that was a really powerful moment.
Touched me.
Yeah, you're off camera again.
Yeah, no, because something touched me that was weird.
Yeah.
I think because you're talking about that stuff.
I was but you could see your face when it happened. You were not faking it. Like, that's the problem with a lot of these paranormal shows. Too many people fake it. And you were not faking it. That really, really happened. Okay. And yeah. And just looking at, I replay that moment again and again because you feel it, you could see it in your face, and you're like, "Wow, I just got touched," and you could just see it. You could just see it. Yeah, yeah. All right. So so yeah, so you know, one thing is like, you want to take a break and go downstairs and do what you have to do.
I'm gonna get myself something to drink. You want anything?
Yeah, give me something else to drink.
All right.
And then go down in the basement and do that other thing that you needed to do.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So while Nikki G is out, okay, and I'm just gonna talk myself until she comes back. So yeah, does anybody have any questions out there? Does anybody have any questions out there? We have our equipment. Yep, and here's the flip. And these were great. We just actually use this again on an investigation. I think it's a great backup camera. I wouldn't use it as a primary video camera again because the quality is really not there. Probably about the same as this webcam. Probably no worse than that. But yeah, so there you go. All right. Very cool, very cool. Okay, so we are actually winding down. It's 58:22. I think we're probably going to wrap it up at yeah. No, maybe we'll let it go a little bit longer. I want to let it go a little bit after 8 because we originally planned this to go on at 8, and there might have been some people that were planning to be here. So if that's the case, I think we can go a little bit longer. All right, so let's talk about more equipment. Okay, the next thing we will talk about is the classic PSB7 Spirit Box. Now, this is probably one of the most popular pieces of spirit communication equipment in existence, but some people are very skeptical of it because it does scan radio waves. And when people hear words, they're like, well, that's just random words from radio waves. But I'm going to tell you that we've gotten some really relevant communication with this, especially when we were in Tranquility Cemetery and Gettysburg. And the thing Gettysburg was, I got the last name, a very unusual surname. Um, oh my goodness me. But anyways, it turned out to be the surname of um a Civil War soldier in that area at the time. So that was really cool. So I do believe these work. The problem with these is they take patience and they really take a discerning ear. I was recently listening to a Greg Balkan radio show with Gary Golka, who developed this one. And he says it takes time for you to develop a way to be able to hear them and what they're saying. Because, regular spirit, like the Ghost Speaker, Ovilus type of apps that have the built in dictionary of words, the words when they come through are very clear. With the SB7, they're not very clear. And you almost have to try to decipher what they're saying. And a lot of people are going to say that's pareidolia, which means it's your mind is creating it. It's like looking at faces in the clouds, things that are not really there yet, but it's your mind is trying to recognize a pattern. I think sometimes that might be true. I think other times it's so blatantly obvious, or they say something that's so relevant to the situation or the investigation that it's hard to deny. Honestly, so I'm a proponent. I got to tell you, you're not going to see. We don't use this a lot. Like Courtney, for instance, she likes the Ghost Meter Pro. The Ghost Meter Pro is probably our most used piece of equipment, and I'm actually going to grab it for you. So 1 second. All right, there it is, Meter Pro. Our most controversial piece of equipment, and I did a whole live stream on this because I want people to know exactly what it is and how it works and why we believe in it. Okay. It's a modified EMF detector. In fact, if you turn it on, that's actually in search mode. But if I put it in regular EMF mode, which is mode 3, and try that again. There we go. Mode 3. Okay. Let me take my sunglasses off. There's so much EMF in my office. You see that? That's in regular EMF mode. If I put it out here, there's no EMF. If I put it towards the computer and the lights, now that's in regular EMF mode, and we've used it in that capacity many, many times. But there is a mode on here that allows you to have a conversation with spirits. What? That's crazy. How could I think that? Well, I thought so. I thought so too at first, folks. I really did, until we kept doing it and getting relevant conversations with spirits again and again and again. Because here's the theory. Okay, here's the theory. Even a lot of skeptics will acknowledge that that skeptics that believe in spirits will acknowledge that spirits can manipulate electronics. So they believe that there are the manufacturers anyway that the spirits can manipulate certain aspects of this to ping the needle once for yes, two for no, and have an actual conversation with a spirit. Now we've used this on countless investigations, and if you go to while you're on our channel, if you go to the earlier investigations, you're going to see this used in almost every episode. And by the time you get done, and I talk about it in Family Spirits, the book, and right over there, and I talk about it in the live stream I did on this, and I show clips. Most people come out that they're a believer too. Now, even though you could still get the regular ghost meter without that feature, for some odd reason, they stopped manufacturing the Pro version that does have the feature. It's called the seance mode. Now, I don't really know why they stopped manufacturing the Pro model, but they did. And I actually contacted Alternative Technologies, who makes these. And I said, look, I said, you know what? I'm producing a web series and I have a lot of people that watch it. Right now, we just passed 13,000 subscribers. We're getting a few hundred every single day. And I said, I need them to know whether this is legit or not. And they unapologetically said genuine. So if it's genuine, why would you stop manufacturing it? I don't really know why. I mean, it's a mystery, but I can tell you that it works. And we've actually had investigations where we've had this on for over an hour and it doesn't trigger. We've had other investigations where we put it on and it triggers almost immediately, where we're getting other paranormal activity at the time. So the Ghost Meter Pro is something we still use. If you see Courtney on an investigation, it's all she wants to use. And she's like, do you have the Ghost Meter Pro? Because she doesn't want to do the SB7 and try to decipher the words. She wants to use the Ghost Meter Pro. For her, this is ITC at its best. I try not to use it so much anymore because there's so much controversy surrounding it, but we still do use it. Okay, folks. And I try to debunk evidence too. I'm not one of those people that say every single thing that happens is a spirit. I try to debunk evidence where it should be debunked. But as time goes on, I find it harder and harder to poke holes in the Ghost Meter Pro. So that's that period. That's that piece of equipment, and that's what I think on that. So we've discussed that, the SB7, the IR Crosshair thermal, and if anybody that's joining us now missed any of this discussion, no big deal. This is going to be streamed. It's going to be on the live stream tab, on our channel, so you don't have to worry about it. Excuse me. And I think Nikki G's back. Once again, we are streaming live from the castle, Castello, Gallo. Thank you. Iced tea?
Yes.
Thank you.
Said something different. Was either that or chocolate milk?
No, this is perfect. Thank you. All right. Okay, so Nikki G's back, folks. Say hi, Nikki G.
Hey.
And we're going to continue our paranormal discussion. Okay. So what are we going to talk about next, Nick?
Well, what did you cover while I was gone?
Talked about the Ghost Meter Pro.
Oh, I love that one.
You love the Ghost. Oh, see, Nikki likes the Ghost Meter Pro too.
That's always been my favorite. Me and Courtney used to fight over who was going to use it.
Yeah.
Every episode.
What do you say to the? What do you say? What do you say? The Ghost Meter Pro isn't genuine. What do you say to them?
Sorry you haven't used it to actually see the legit.
Okay, I think I know what she's trying to say.
I know. My brain just
No. I have those moments too. Except normally you should be my age. No, I'm kidding. If you haven't used, when you know, and if you haven't used it, you don't know. And you have to be in that situation where you're communicating with that ghost and you know it's a ghost. That's right. That's right. And a lot of people, boy, they get on me when I tell them that ghosts exist. Oh, how could you say ghosts exist? Because I've talked to so many of them. I'll talk to somebody. I'm like, do you exist? Well, yeah, I exist. How do you know you exist? Maybe I'm looking at you and you don't exist. Why? Because I'm talking to you? Yeah, you're talking. Well, I talk to ghosts, so I know they exist. Right? That's pretty simple logic. Let's see if there's anything else here. What else do we have here? I don't even know. This is like opening the thing. Oh, you know, folks, a lot of people say, what do I need to go on a paranormal investigation? And you know what I tell them? You know what I tell them? You want to know what I tell them? Let me tell you what I tell them. Get an inexpensive digital recorder. That's really all you need. If you wanted to use something else, the temperature gun. With these two things, you can do a paranormal investigation. You really don't need anything else. I think a camera's good, even a video camera, even if it's just your phone, because, like I've always said, if you don't get documentation, all you have is a good ghost story. This is documentation. This isn't, because there's no way to record it unless you have it on video. So, this is a way to, and this is one of the earliest methods of spirit communication is EVP. Two Catholic priests. That's how it started. Yep. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. What else we got? What else, Nick?
I don't know.
Nick, you remember this?
It looks familiar.
This is an EM pump.
Oh, M-Pub. I think
Now, we theorize that spirits or the means by which they manifest on this plane of existence is electromagnetic in nature. There's a reason why sometimes we feel lethargic after an investigation. We call it paranormal hangover. I'm having one right now. Because if spirits don't have somewhere to take energy from, they'll take it from you. Okay? So this is a way to feed the area. You want to see it work? Watch this. See, it's on. It's now creating electromagnetic field. Watch this. Wow, I can't even. Wow. Okay. Now watch. I'm going to turn it on again. There we go. And like I said, it's picking up all the electronics here. So that's the EM pump. That's the EM pump, and that was a good demonstration with the Ghost Meter Pro. So we're going to take that. We're going to take and this little baby right here caught what we consider to be the world's greatest EVP. And we have this on the channel as well. I had left this on after Renee and I, Nikki G's mom, we were leaving a cemetery. I forgot to shut it off. When I got back to the office, we did evidence review and we got an EVP saying, "Come back." And then 5 seconds later, it said, "Don't leave now." And if you want to hear that, it's an episode called We Were Not Alone. It's right here on the channel. I will have links in the comment section. No, I will. I'm going to go through this whole thing again because I like watching myself. There we go. So, come on, Nick. I've been your father for how long?
Good God, 27 years?
27 years. My God, she's 27 years old. It's insane.
The only reason why I know this is Brad's 28. We're a year apart.
You don't know how old you are?
I forget sometimes I say 26 and I have to think about it for I'm like, no, I'm 27.
Okay. You're off camera again.
I know.
You're off camera. Get on camera. She keeps going off camera. All right. Okay. All right. Moving along. Oh. Okay, folks, you want to see a really good piece of equipment? I mean, do you want to see a really good one that they don't make anymore? This is like, oh, I'm not kidding. This
I remember that one.
is a tri-field natural EMF detector. What makes this different than a traditional EMF detector? This one was actually designed to only detect human EMF, natural EMF. For instance, the computer will not affect it. Um, faulty wiring will not affect it. So if this registers something, it is something natural like a human EMF signature. And now a lot of people don't realize this, but you know, we all have electromagnetic signatures. We really do. And if I put this on, everybody hear that? That's Nikki. You hear that? It's detecting Nicolette. So it's another reason why we know that ghosts use electromagnetism to manifest, because it's the same electromagnetism that we already have. And it's probably the same field that Nikki's playing with the tri-field natural. Look, there you go. Oh, it's still there, folks. We have a spirit here, and every piece of equipment so far has said that it's standing right there next to Nikki, and we've communicated with it tonight so far. And every piece of equipment, the IR thermal detector, now the tri-field natural, is saying it's right there. So this is Castello Gallo. We're doing this from the castle, and the castle is haunted. And hello, everybody who just came in. So please, everybody, say hi in the chat. Ask a question in chat. It's been very quiet tonight. People have been coming in and out, but nobody's asking any questions or putting anything in the chat. So we're kind of feeling lonely here. So say hi. Okay, what else we got? What else we got here? Okay, here we go. Ready? All righty. What do you got? Oh, my fave. My fave. Spirit touch. This is another one of my favorite pieces of equipment. And the reason that this is so cool is because it works the same technology as a cell phone. It takes an exchange of human electrons to put this LED light on and off, which right now there's no battery, so I can't demo it. But anyway, something has to touch that for this to go on and off. And we've gotten some stunning evidence with the spirit touch on a lot of episodes. We've used this one a lot. Actually, this is not our original one. Our original one got fried by a ghost, which you could see in the House of Eyes. House of Eyes, you could watch a spirit orb fly into one of these and fry it. That's not even a joke. This one was a Tri-10 Paranormal. Saw that ours got fried. Literally sent this to me. They've sent this to me. Looks like we got a. Do we get a question? I don't know what that is right there. Okay. Anyway.
Oh, that's a like, I think.
Oh, that's a like. Oh,
so they liked it.
Oh, cool.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for giving us a like, folks. We appreciate that. Okay, very cool. You're a cool person. Whoever liked it. But yeah, Triton Paranormal gifted us this one to replace the one that got fried by his spirit. And I don't forget those things, which is why I'm giving them a shout out right now. Right now. All right. So, okay. What else we got, Nick?
Those are the main ones we used to use. That one. What other one?
Oh, this one. All right. Here's a cool story. You guys want a cool story? I'm going to give you a cool story. Early on in Gallo family's ghost hunting career, I got a package one day, and it was from a fan of ours. Her name was Molly Abramatis. And little did I know that she was affiliated somehow with Warner Brothers because, and she never told me this, and she hasn't told me this since, but I'm going to tell you now that the box containing some very elite paranormal gear that she gifted to us was the return address was Warner Brothers Studios. And I think that at the time, and this is 12 years ago, we were being scouted as a possibility. But this is one of the things that was in that box. This is no longer made, and this was actually also made by Gary Galka. This looks like a REM pod, but this is actually not a REM pod. This is a static pod. And what's cool about this is if you turn it on, you'll see, oh man, it's going to be tough to see. Let me see. I'm going to turn off the light for a second, folks. You see the light on the top there? If there's static around, the lights will change here because there was an ongoing theory for a while that static electricity was produced by spirits. Okay, so here, Nico, put that on the floor over there and tell me if it lights start to change. Okay, there we go. We're back. Okay, if there's a spirit here, can you walk towards that? Let me know if anything happens. Okay, there we go. Nikki's watching. Nikki's watching. Nothing yet. Watch when I do my feet. Do your feet. Yep, there he goes. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so we've talked about all kinds of stuff here. Oh, Marcus said something and the message was retracted. Marcus, put it back. Talk to us. Talk to us, my friend. What would you like to say to us? Okay. Okay. I'm watching that static pod too to see if anything happens. All right. Well, anyway, thank you for the retracted message, Marcus. Cool. I'm going to imagine that you said, you guys are awesome. You guys know your stuff. That's what I think you said. Okay. All right. So, okay. We got more people in here. Come on, let's keep it going. This is about the max we've been getting, and then they'll drop off, and then they're coming in up. See, just like that. Just like that up there. Just happened. Okay. Here we go. Okay, paranormal people. All righty. Let's talk about the books. Talked about so much equipment. We're going to talk about the books. We are going to talk about the books because we are all about the books. Family Spirits. You know what's cool about this, folks? The size. This is like huge. This is like a big book. Most paranormal books out there are very thin and even a smaller format because some people just want to write a book. This is all of our adventures up until
Sorry, that face just
I don't know, up until about 5 years ago. This is all of our adventures, but this has got some really, really cool stuff there. Oh, okay, here we go. Marcus. Hey, Bobby and Nikki. How you doing? Sorry, I screwed up the emojis. Previous message. Loving the show, guys. Marcus, dude, no problem. You could it's fine, really.
fine.
Totally fine. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of our heart. Thank you. We love you. And I appreciate you saying that you're loving the show. I really do. If you have any favorites, let us know. And Family Spirits 2 was the other one that I wrote. And the reason I wrote that is because, you know, some people think that the whole paranormal field is like turning into a joke. So I had to write that to give everybody my thoughts of what's going on in the paranormal field. Nikki just gave you a heart, Marcus. A well-deserved heart. Okay, so basically that's a lot of equipment we went through. Okay, what are we going to do for the next live stream?
I don't know yet.
I think we're going to end it at 8:30. Thinking we're going to go 5 more minutes. Marcus, since you're the only one interacting so far, do you have any questions? And that's fine. You know, we had a lot of people go in and out. You're welcome, my friend. Do you have any questions? Because if anybody has any questions, now's the time to ask. I will answer them. It could be a question on an episode. It could be a general question on the paranormal or supernatural. It could be anything. We will answer it. But yeah, yep. This was a lot of fun. And the cool thing about this is it will get more play after it's over than it will while it's live because, the 13,125 subscribers we have now, they're all over the world. They're in all different time zones. So people are going to be watching this in all different times of the day, night. And so there's not going to be any one good time to actually do a live stream with us. So we're just going to do them. And how long have you been involved in the paranormal? That's a great question. And I could not only give you the answer to that, but I could show you the actual video. If you go back and you look at our very first episode, it was investigating the Haunted Palace Theater in Netcong, New Jersey, and that was in 1990. And I was very fortunate to have gotten a video of that investigation. We had that big over-the-shoulder VHS camera, but that was 1990. And so I've been in paranormal investigation since then. So how many years is that, Nick? This is like 1990, 2000s. So what is that? 20
30. You're going into
30. That was 30 years ago. So I've been doing it for 30 years. And what's cool about that investigation, which was my first one, actually I did one before that I didn't get a video of. So I kind of like say that's my first one because that's the first one that I actually had video documentation. Cool thing about that one is that there's a magazine called Weird New Jersey. And hold on, let me get it for you. Hold on, give me 1 second. I got it right over here. Okay. Weird New Jersey is an iconic publication in this area of the United States. And this is the copy right here, Weird New Jersey, right here. And to get in this magazine, it's kind of like paranormal royalty. But the cool thing is I'll show it to you on camera when I find it here. Here it is. This is a 5-page spread on my very first investigation that the magazine did. So
30 years.
30 years. Long time, right?
That's some dedication.
And I took that picture of the haunted piano in the magazine. And yeah, so there we go. I mean, 5-page spread on my very first investigation in 1990. And that's the issue of Weird New Jersey. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, you said that. He responded to you. That's why I said that.
Yeah, 30 years. Yeah. And you know what? So when people ask me, they say, do you really, really believe in ghosts? This is my response. I passed the point of belief a long time ago because since that happened, Nikki, how many spirits have you communicated with in the time you've been doing it? Too many to count. Oh, yes. Now, I think your name is Kasoon Lee. Yes, from Sri Lanka. Thank you. Wow, that's great. That's great. Hey, right back to you, buddy. There we go. Right back to you. Live long and prosper. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for hopping on. I appreciate it. See, that's what I want to see. I want to see guys from Sri Lanka. That's cool. That's cool. You are cool. And you make us look cool because that is very cool that you're from Sri Lanka and that you're interacting with our material. And I love that. And believe it or not, you've watched all of our vids. Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. I don't know what to say. That is cool. Do you have any favorites? Because I'd really like to know that.
What's your favorite video?
Probably something with you in it. No, that's cool. I actually started. I actually put our advertising.
LOL. No.
We like to have fun. We like to have fun. But I saw you interact on some of our videos, and because of you, I actually put some of our promotional advertising. We're promoting some videos through YouTube promotions, but I included Sri Lanka in the list of countries that I'm promoting to because of you. So I just want to let you know that you're introducing us to your country. I like the ones with all the family, Nick.
I know. Well,
Thank you. I do too. I do too. And you know what? That's interesting. He says that because I do a lot of solo videos when nobody else is available. So I just go out and do them. But see, he likes the ones with the whole family. And I do too, without question. I like the ones with the whole family as well. That's very cool for you to say that. I love that. I love that. That's great. Thank you, Kasoon. I think it's a wonderful compliment, honestly. And to have, when we
Gettysburg one cool too.
Gettysburg one is cool. There's a lot of Gettysburg ones. But I think I know which one you're talking about. I think you're talking about Return to Gettysburg because I've been promoting that one a lot. At least I'm assuming that. Um, if not, if it was the ones with the whole family, they were all good. I mean, um, yeah, there's no bad ones. That the one we did with the Gettysburg Ghost Scouts. Remember that, Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an awesome investigation that we did. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's why I love you too, man. But when we first started, our biggest fan base was in the UK. In fact, here's a little bit of trivia for you that you might want to know. Family Spirits, the first one, the one. Okay, yes. Let me finish this thought real quick, and I'll touch upon that. Family Spirits, our first book. This to this day has sold more copies in the United Kingdom than it has in the United States. So we have a big fan base in England. Yes, the ones with the Gettysburg Ghost Scouts. Thank you. I love those too. That was great. The Gettysburg Ghost Scouts, absolutely. And I've lost touch with a lot of them except for Pam. And I'm going to tell her that she has a fan in Sri Lanka. How cool is that?
That is cool.
It's so cool. It's like so cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Kasoon, if you can, do you guys do any paranormal investigations over there?
Can I watch any of your old videos on YouTube by any?
You can watch them all.
Yeah, you can watch them all.
You watch them all. You can watch them all on YouTube. Just do this, Marcus. All you have to do is this: type Gallo Family Ghost Hunters in the search bar, and our channel comes right up. And you can watch everything. It's all there. And I would love you to watch. I would love you to watch and give us feedback. Post comments. I try to respond to as many as I can. Really. Okay. Soon says they don't do it. Not really. Okay. That's cool. Um, and I understand, you know, um, some localities are not really into it, and some are. Like if you go to the UK, they love it. They're crazy about it over there. Ireland, they're crazy about it over there. Trying to think of other areas. Australia, they love it in Australia. Um, but there are some countries that I don't know. I guess it's maybe a little bit taboo, because of spirituality reasons and whatnot. I really don't know, but that's why when I get someone like you, I like to know. I just like to know. I mean, do I go to Sri Lanka or do I not? To do an investigation. So I'm learning like everybody else. I want to get over to the UK because there's a lot of castles over there and whatnot that I would love to investigate. So yeah, that's cool. Very cool.
You'll run into some ancestors on mommy's side.
Yeah. Which would be some of your ancestors.
Yeah.
All my ancestors are in Italy. People here are busy with their boring everyday life. Okay, that's here too.
That was.
That's here too. sometimes it's hard to carve out time for paranormal investigation because we don't do this for a living. Um, I don't sell enough books to do this for a living, and once again, I'll say we're not yet remonetized. We were monetized on YouTube years ago, but we're not monetized anymore. We're trying to get remonetized. To do that, they want like a ridiculous amount of watch hours. So if anybody can watch any videos like Kassoon is doing, like Marcus, Kassoon's watched all the videos right here on YouTube. If anybody could watch the videos, it helps us out with our watch time, and we will be eternally grateful because that's going to help us get remonetized. If we get remonetized, it helps subsidize going out and doing investigations because investigations are not cheap. You got gas is expensive. Sometimes you have to pay to get into the venue. Not everything is free, unfortunately. So no one's getting rich here, but it would be nice to have a little bit coming in to help with the investigations. And that could just happen with people just watching the content. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. So let me see. You think that ghost is still here? Kassoon, Marcus, just to let you guys know. We are broadcasting from Castello, Gallo. This is a haunted castle that we live in. Well, you live here occasionally. You still come back home occasionally and sleep here, Nick. It depends on the reason. But there's been a ghost right here. And you guys are probably thinking we're crazy. Nikki, are we crazy?
No. Well, no.
Oh, we're crazy, but not in this case. We've been using various pieces of equipment. It's all pointing to there's a cold anomaly right here next to Nikki, and we don't know why. So, and we did a little pendulum communication before. Okay, we're going to do this again. Okay. This is an age-old communication technique. Okay. I'm going to remain still. Okay. Swing this in a circle for yes, back and forth for no. Is there anything still here? Nope. Nope. Before it was going crazy. So thanks. I will check out your YouTube channel. Or thanks. I reworded your thing. Thanks. I'll check your YouTube channel out, Bobby and Nikki. I've dabbled here and there with investigations, but I'm still waiting on my very first EVP or even better AVP. Ooh, someone who knows the difference. I love that. My outlook remains positive. Okay, for those who are here, and there's a few who don't know the difference between EVP and AVP. EVP is electronic voice phenomenon. AVP is audible voice phenomenon. AVP you can hear with your own ears. And to this date, my most amazing AVP would be Kings Mountain. Go to the Kings Mountain. That's in season 1 on YouTube. Marcus, I heard a horse galloping, and Kings Mountain Battlefield was known for a phantom horseman galloping through the park. So I heard it. Nobody else heard it. But when we went back to review the audio, there it was. And I play the audio on the video so you can actually hear it. It's absolutely amazing. The famous phantom horseman of Kings Mountain. So that was an AVP that we also captured on audio. So Kings Mountain. You'll love it. Great. One of our first investigations. Yeah. And we caught some. And Marcus, you're going to get it. It does take patience sometimes. I have found that your outlook has a lot to do with it. You have to have a positive outlook, and that the spirits are going to grant you an audience, because a lot of skeptics never get evidence because, in my opinion, spirits used to be people, and they're not. I've always said they're not trained animals. They're here to entertain us. when they give us a communication, they're doing us a favor. So if you're sincere in your intention, you'll get the evidence. Ask them, and always ask. That's another thing. Always ask, be sincere. And my last piece of advice would be, when you go in with your audio recorder for your EVP, just leave it running throughout the entire investigation. Don't just do an EVP, turn it on, turn it off. Just leave it running, because we've gotten some of our best EVPs by accident by leaving the recorder running. So leave it running the entire time. It is a pain when you come home and you download that and you're doing all your audio files. It's kind of a pain. There's a lot to sift through, but yeah, leave it running. So those are my, that's my, anything else? You got any? You're like the pro at capturing evidence.
It's usually just your intuition and your thoughts.
You're off camera and speaking
Your
well.
intuition and your thoughts are usually my thing. Keep a positive outlook, but yeah, keep your intuition. You always should listen to it.
Yep. I could not agree more. Okay, very cool. Oh, we got stuff in the chat. I am so happy. Does anybody else? I see we got people here now. So everybody, if you can give this a like, that would really help us out too, because like helps the algorithm and helps this get seen more. But if anybody else has any chat, if anybody else has any questions or comments or anything at all, just put it in the chat. But we've been talking about a lot, and though a lot of people came here a little bit late, you'll be able to go back, because we're going to cut this off at 9. It's 8:42 now. This is going to be on our live stream tab on our channel, so you can go back and watch the whole thing. We talked about almost all of our equipment. We've talked about our books, our experiences, and we've answered some questions from people here and there sporadically, and I think that's pretty cool too. So does anybody have any other questions here? I see we have some people. Let me see if I can dig out another piece of equipment that we haven't talked about yet while somebody might be typing something. Have anything to say, Nick?
Not really on the top of my head, but how's everybody's night doing?
This is cool. And it's in a Crown Royal bag. No, I'm not drinking on the stream. I'm not saying I don't want to drink. Oh, okay. Go for it.
What's Nikki's day job?
Yeah, what's your day job?
Right now, I've working at Dunkin'.
She's a barista.
Yeah.
A barista. There you go. Now, what do? I am a territory sales manager for a large appliance company. That's what I do during the day. Okay. This is
cool. Thank you.
And you know what's so funny? There's a good friend of mine. Her name is Helena Benton. She has a channel here on YouTube, and she's a barista too. And she's actually very well known in the paranormal world, and yet she's a barista. So it seems like baristas and paranormal go hand in hand. Okay, there we go. Kings Mountain. I'll check that video out after this live stream, guys. Yes, patience is a valuable virtue in the paranormal field. So much so, Marcus, so much so. This is a Zoom H2 video recorder. We just use this on our Jockey Hollow investigation. This is one of the best. We've been using the other RCA one that I'm doing fine, Nikki. Thanks. I'm going to heart it for you, Nick. There we go. And I'm going to heart Kassoons too. Wait, how do I do that?
Just put another heart there. For that.
All right, there we go. We're hearting everybody's thing, everybody's comments. I got horse galloping on this too, on the Jockey Hollow video, but I want you to watch the Kings Mountain one first, because that was the older one. But these are great. You can pick these up. These are not too expensive. This is probably the best EVP recorder you can get. It's so sensitive. It's going back in the Crown Royal bag. Yes, folks, I do drink Crown Royal. And it's really good. Hey, we're all adults here, right?
Yeah.
I can talk about, here we go. Okay. All righty. So let me see. It is 8:47. Still got a little bit of time. Okay. We still got more people on. Okay. They're more interested in you, Nikki, than me. Why don't you talk to them for a little bit? What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. What's the people who watched our show, what is your favorite episode?
If they have one. Well, that would be Kassoon, because he's watched them all, he said. But he already answered it. He said the Gettysburg ones.
Well, yeah. I just meant in general.
That could be the Gettysburg ones. We have all kinds. We even have episodes that are not that great. And that's the one thing I would tell anybody watching the web series is that, now, I mean, there's like, I think there's close to 90 episodes on there. Some are going to be better than others. And if you just happen to pick one because you like the thumbnail, and you don't like the episode, keep in mind that we don't sensationalize anything and we don't fake anything. We never fake evidence, folks. We never fake evidence. I'm going to say it again. We never fake evidence. Everything you see is 100% real and genuine. The way we caught it. You're on the investigation with us when you're watching our videos. They're minimally edited. Sometimes I put a little mood music in there. I do that because, it is still, it needs to hold people's interest, but some are going to be better than others. There's some episodes I don't like that much. Some will blow your mind. But the one thing I will tell you is that everything is real. And that's what's important. So, and one thing I will say, Nikki, if you notice all the people that are in the room right now, we need to be starting this in the future at 9. Now we know. See, we haven't been doing a whole lot of live streams, and we're trying to find the best time that's good for people. And right now it seems around 9-ish looks to be like a really good time to do it. But we still have to cut this off in about 10 minutes because we got to keep it at a solid 2 hours. So there you go. Once again, people, if you can give us a like, that'd be great. And please, please, please check out if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. We just broke 13,000 subscribers. We got a long way to go because the ultimate goal is the silver play button, which is 100,000 subscribers. And we're going to get there. We were getting a couple hundred per day at this point. And, but we need people to like things and comment like Kassoon and Marcus commenting really helps the algorithm, helps this video get discovered, and helps more people to subscribe. And even when you thank you, somebody else just liked it. Whenever you like something, it really helps the algorithm and helps this video get out there. So we really do appreciate it. And the more you guys do it, the more we're going to be sharing. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great content on the web series where you can see us communicate with ghosts, interact with ghosts. I cannot tell you how many people over the years have told me, I didn't believe until I watched all your videos. Now I believe. And once you realize that everything you see is real and isn't faked, then there's no other real conclusion you could come to. I don't believe at this point. I know there's something we're talking. I just felt that cool breeze again. Pass right by.
I did too.
Did you feel it too?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I did.
Yep. Once again, folks, we're doing this from the haunted Castello Gallo, and there is an entity in the room with us and doesn't want to tell us who it is, where it is, but I don't know. No, I don't want to do a Ghost Meter Pro. No, we're not going to do that.
No, because if you find out who it is,
no, because it's one of my cardinal rules of ghost hunting, not to do this at home.
You guys use the phone apps?
Oh, great. No, we still do. We used Ghost Speaker by Krugism during Maze of Mystery, and that just rocked.
Yeah.
And I know Scott Krug, who develops Ghost Speaker, and he's legit. Danny Roberg of Big Beard Studios, who makes the Echo Vox. I'm personal friends with him. His stuff is legit. But to answer your question, Kasoon, I have never used Necrophonic, but I have used GhostTube. And you know what? I'm pretty impressed with it, to be honest with you. I think GhostTube is great. Um, have never met Amy and Jared from Amy's Crypt, but I love their channel. And they developed that. Jared specifically developed the GhostTube app, and I think it's really good. I really do. Um, let me tell you. Okay, Kasoon, did you see For Whom the Bell Tolls? That's a fairly recent video where I investigated a church that was built by my great uncles, and they literally said two things. This is at a church now, okay, an abandoned church. One was the actual church bell rang through the GhostTube app. That was the first one that just freaked me out. And the second one was the phrase, praise the Lord at church. What are the odds? If this was all randomized words, there's no way I would have gotten either of those things. And what was really cool is the voices that were coming through, and it was the GhostTube Vox. It was the GhostTube Vox. And the door just opened, and I think it was my cat. It was my cat. Just scared the crap out of me. Okay. Man, that really did freak me out for a second.
There we go.
There we go. Want to show the cat to the audience?
This is my precious.
Okay, so my cat just opened the door. The GhostTube Vox. Yes, I did. Yep, you used the GhostTube. There you go. Okay, so you did see it. That was, and the voices were in Italian. I'm starting to think that might have been my great uncle, which that's crazy.
Yeah.
Right? And then I did another GhostTube at his grave, and I got the same voices, the exact same voice. And that I did a short on that one. If you go to the YouTube shorts, you can see it. It's a gigantic monument that says Gallo on it, and which is our last name, Gallo. Gallo family ghost hunters. My great, he was very wealthy. No, I didn't get any of the money, but he was very wealthy, and I think that was him, to be honest. But yeah, you saw that one. That's cool. Even though that was a solo one that I did, that's like, I love that. I love that little short video. I thought that was cool. Nikki, we need to go. You need to come with me.
When?
We'll go. We'll go. We're going to go back to the church. Nikki, me and Nikki, we're going to go back.
Yeah, you got to tell me when.
All right. Well, you got to tell me when you're free. All right.
Just tell me when you.
All right. We're going to go. Let me figure it out, and we're going to go. We're going to go. We're going to go back to the church. Okay. Very cool. So yeah, no, we use apps. Some people are against apps, but I talk about it in my first book, Family Spirit. And I think the reason that most people are against the paranormal phone apps is because they don't want lay people, let's say, ghost hunting. They want to be the only game in town. Me, I'm an open. I think there's nothing wrong with most people doing it if they want to do it. The thing is, most people won't do it. A lot of people are freaked out by it. They'd rather just watch us, and that's fine. That's fine. We certainly have enough content for people to watch, and we're getting more all the time. But we're going to be doing more of these live streams. I now know 9:00 is the time to do it for sure. Engaging by the people in the room. But we're going to be doing more of that. I'm always doing shorts here and there because YouTube wants us to do shorts, and it's a way to gain subscribers. And but we're going to be doing more long forms. Long form is where it's at for us, though, because that's really where we get to really show you a full investigation and everything that goes along with it. So we're at 153. We got I'm 154. We got 6 more minutes, folks. So I'm going to open this up to questions. Any questions, please type them in. Type in the questions or just say hi. Who are you? Where are you from? Give us a shout out. Let us give you a shout out. Because, once we acknowledge you in the chat, you're now part of the whole Gallo family ghost hunters legacy. Thank you for all the advice you've given me, Bobby and Nikki too. It's most appreciated indeed. It really is. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Marcus, I think what we do is a very valuable service to humanity because I think if we could prove the afterlife and prove that we are not just animals, highly evolved, you know, Homo sapiens, if we could prove that there's more to us and that consciousness survives the death of the body, I think that could really impact humanity in a very, very positive way. And, just the whole, I think it makes us value this life more. So I think what we do has a very positive social um, value, right?
Yeah.
Any other way to put that?
No. You're right.
And, a lot of people say, there's a lot of people that are religious and said, oh, you shouldn't need ghost hunting to, to believe that there's life after death. But, there's a little bit of doubting Thomas in all of us, I think. And some of us more than others, like me. I need validation, you know. I lost my mom not too long ago, and I would like to know that she's in another place. She's in a better place. And I'm pretty confident that she is. So that's one of the reasons I did it. I've had a near death experience. My dad came to me during a near death experience asking me if I was ready to go. I write about it in my second book, Family Spirits 2, the one with the blue cover right here. So there you go. And this is Renee's mom, and I'm going to let her go take that call. There you go, honey. Why don't you go take that in the other room? Okay, there we go. Sorry about that, folks. But that's Renee, and she's calling from Minnesota right now. So I let Nikki G take that call. Okay, so that's pretty much it, folks. I think I'm actually going to wrap it up right now because now Nikki G's talking to her mom, and I think we've talked about everything that we're gonna discuss tonight. And I see people are dropping off too. So thank you, everybody who joined us live. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See, that's really important to us too. Thank you for joining us live. We really do appreciate it. So I'm actually going to stay on for one more minute if there's any last minute questions. Kasoon, Marcus, and anybody else, because there are a few more people also in the room. So if anybody else wants a last minute question, I'm going to just do this for one more minute. I'm going to close this door because I hear Nikki and her mom, which is Renee, my really beautiful wife, who you also see on the web series. You guys deserve a far larger audience for this amazing show and more people in the chat room too. I hope things improve for you all. Marcus, thank you so much. And it is improving. Let me just give you a really quick, for instance, for the last 12 years, we've been hovering around 1,500 to 2,000 subscribers on our channel. In the past year alone, we're now over 13,000. It clicked. People are finally discovering us. They get it. They're subscribing. We're now looking at like 100 to 200 a day are popping in. I mean, it's mind-boggling to me. I get up every morning. The first thing I do is check my YouTube numbers, and they're coming in like crazy. So I think it is going to happen. It's happening now as we speak. But what's Nikki's sister into? Oh, Courtney. Okay, Kasoon, you guess what? Courtney is in law school. We actually last week moved her into law school. She just started law school. She's going to be a lawyer. So that's where Courtney is right now. So thank you for asking. And I am going to let her know that one of her fans from Sri Lanka was asking. And thank you. Love it. Love that question. Great question. And I never miss an opportunity to tell everybody what Courtney's doing because I'm so proud. And I'm proud of Nikki too. I'm proud of everybody. I'm proud of my wife. I'm proud of you guys for, really being cool and tapping into everything that we do. So Look at that. We are just on 2 hours. It's 1 minute, 59 seconds. We got like 45 seconds. So I'm going to wrap it up here, folks. So, folks, please continue to watch. We are so grateful for all of you. We really are. And if you can, tell your friends, share the channel. That's all we ask. We don't ask anything else of anybody, just to watch the content and share it out. Okay. Oh, Chat GPT is correct. I asked that. That's great. I love it. I love it. All right, folks, thank you so much. You guys are great. You guys are absolutely great. And I am going to end this stream. Look at that in 3, 2, 1. See you guys later.